Hello, class, and welcome to week 2 of our cost control course. This is week number 2. As you are reviewing this, you will be able to view it. That will be on Monday, today, starting August 30th. So if you happen to be looking at this video, it is August the 30th on a Monday. That's when every week or every module is going to open up for everyone. So the previous week is going to close out on a Sunday. And the new module for the following week will open up on a Monday. So let me just kind of break down a few things in terms of what we're going to be looking at. So if you have not read chapter 2 already, you're dealing with basic mathematics. Okay, so we're dealing with decimals, fractions, whole numbers, and mixed numbers. Now I know this may be somewhat of a flashback from maybe secondary education in terms of what we're doing. But to understand really fractions and mixed numbers and whole numbers is related to measurements. For example, when we're putting together different ingredients for a recipe, where we're looking to cook a certain dish, a chef has to really understand their measurements in terms of converting over. Like maybe, for example, a little too much seasoned salt, or a little too much basil, or a little too much oregano, okay, would create would for the most part within a recipe, what would happen is that it would be a little too much and the recipe would be off balance in terms of its texture or maybe its taste. But just an example that I'm kind of putting out there. So I won't be with you long. I just kind of wanted to break down some different things that we're doing this week. First thing is first, look at the PowerPoint that I put together. And the PowerPoint presentation, it just kind of covers the chapter 2 content. And what I did with this PowerPoint, I kind of put some equations together, some different formulas. For example, rounding numbers to the nearest hundredth, tenth, or thousandth. That's one thing that I put as an example in the illustration within the PowerPoint. And I also put together mixed numbers as well as whole numbers. And how do we convert those over? So you can kind of use this as a model. You can kind of use this as an example to study. I'm quite sure that along down the road in a couple of weeks, you may see things like this in our first quiz. Okay, that's kind of a forewarning there a little bit. You may see things like this within your first quiz that's going to be coming up in a few weeks. So converting over percentages to decimals, and then doing the reversal of that, where you'll be converting decimals over to percentages. So view the PowerPoint that's already uploaded into the module 2, as well as reading chapter 2. So the next thing that you would do is this. Just like last week, you would have 3 discussion questions. 3 discussion questions where you would give an initial response that would be due by Friday. Friday, September the 3rd, will be your initial response to all 3 discussion questions. So this is your main assignment that's going to be due for the week for Module 2, Week 2. Now, I kind of just want to point something out here that's rather significant. Disregard question number 2 and 3 in terms of what you see for Week 1. That was supposed to be Week 2. So I can reassure everyone that the discussion question posed for 2 and 3, they're not a repeater from last week from Module 1. These are new discussion questions that I actually did put together. So you will have this done by Friday. That would be September the 3rd. And then also read your text on Chapter 2. And it's just centered around basic mathematics. Look at the PowerPoint presentation as well. So another thing that I want everybody, if I can get your attention on this. Okay, so let's go back over last week in terms of what I presented to you when it comes to your final paper. Now, as I mentioned last week with the final paper, what we're doing with that is we're scaffolding it. We're breaking it down into sections. So section 1 of your paper, there's 2 parts to it, where you would be doing your introduction, but then also you're going to be giving examples of recipes unit conversions, yields, and cost. I had covered last week what the instructions and the overview of the paper is, and that is available in your Module 1 content. And I'm hoping that everyone, of course, you save this and as a copy on your hard drive, the document itself. But then also, you'll be able to go back to Module 1 and you'll be able to pull this up to reference. So Section 1 will be due on September 26th. Your introduction, as well as your recipes, unit conversions, yields, and costs. Begin to do the research right now. And that's what I want to inform the class. Begin to put together your data and your content right now. Before you know it, September 26th will be here. But that will be when the first section of your final paper will be due. And of course, APA format for your writing style. Make sure that you follow the steps. I did provide a link in your syllabus for Purdue Writing. So if you go back to the syllabus and look at the blurb that I put in there for OWL, it's a link for writing styles. You can actually go back and you can refer to that as well. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, class. Again, of course, my phone hours for contact would be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That is 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can reach out to me if you need me, or you can send me an email. I happen to check my email on a daily basis. So, for example, if you were to send me an email, let's say on Monday afternoon, chances are I would give you a response by Monday evening. So I pretty much stay on top of my email when it comes to checking it. Okay, so again, this is what we have going on. We have our 3 discussion questions in Module 2. They're going to be due on Friday, September the 3rd. Make sure on Sunday, September the 5th. Okay, we want the responses to be substantive, just like the initial post. Make sure that you reply back to at least one peer per discussion question. So that would be one peer per discussion question. And I can honestly say that I'm rather satisfied and pleased with the feedback looking into Module 1 and all the discussion posts as well as the replies correlating back from one peer to another. Okay, everybody, good luck for week number 2. That's going to wrap it up for now. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by phone or by email. Okay, everybody, take care and have a great week.